Welcome back, parents. Jordan Langdon here with you for another episode of our show. Listen, I am super excited about this episode because I have learned a new technique for planning for summer, and it has saved me so much grief and so much anxiety regarding the transition from kind of a school season to summer. So I plan to share that with you on today's episode. But first, I want to talk about something that's interesting. I have been a counselor for 20 years, working with married couples who have young kids. And one of the biggest sources of distress for married couples is the darn family calendar. But guess what? Couples don't even realize that is the culprit of their distress. Oftentimes, they argue about things like, you know what, we just don't get enough time together, or you're not helping out enough. I feel like I'm just doing everything myself. They don't realize that the actual culprit of their distress is the family calendar. Okay. And so what I love about this message is that this is something that we can take control over and we can make an improvement in so that we can have a better relationship with our spouse and feel like we have done some planning for the upcoming season. So, what we're going to talk about today is planning for the next season of family life. And what's the next season coming for all of us? Summertime. There's so much that goes into summertime when it comes to family living. One of them is that if your kids are going to school, they're home for a couple months. That's really different. And so it's important to think about, how are we going to navigate the day to day with our kids home? Maybe you're trying to work from home, or you still have to go to the office, or you have to hire a nanny for the summer. Even if you're homeschooling and you have summertime coming upon you, that can be just a different season as well. Sometimes homeschoolers decide to continue doing some light schoolwork through the summertime, or implement a different fun curriculum that has to do with summertime activities. The bottom line is, this is a season that is a little bit different, the summer months. When I think about businesses, I think when a new quarter comes, you've got to have a plan for those 3 months, right? Otherwise, your business is just going to kind of, shuffle through without any goals, without any measurements, without any exciting progress. And then you're going to look back and go, what happened? We didn't have a plan. I would challenge you to think about family life in the same way. If we don't plan for the next season, that season will just kind of become this burden to us. And then we'll look back and go, man, that summer really stunk. We didn't do what we wanted to do, or we didn't have the type of interaction and connection that we wanted. And I think it was because we just didn't plan anything. So I'm trying to help you get ahead of that now. Here's what I would suggest. This is what I do. I like to get away and take about an hour or two of uninterrupted time just for seasonal planning. And so if you're thinking, oh, yeah, right, Jordan, that's never going to happen, like uninterrupted time with my family. My kids are coming in and out of my room all the time. And like, I never have downtime. If I did, I'd shower every day, right? I get it. But I'm also going to challenge you to advocate for yourself, that this is such important time that actually gives you time back in your everyday in the summer to invest this type of planning time in at the beginning, that I'm going to encourage you to just speak up and ask for that time. Maybe it's asking for that time from your spouse and saying, hey, babe, I really need you to watch the kids for these 2 hours. Notice I didn't say babysit, because no, we don't babysit our own children, right? But I need you to really stay with the kids and make sure that they have their needs met for these 2 hours, because I'm going to put in some intentional planning time for this season ahead. Better yet, you get a sitter or have a friend watch your kid for a couple hours and do this exercise as a couple. This is going to make such a difference in how the season of summer plays out for you. Okay, so you've used your voice, you said I need this time, you've put it on the calendar to have some seasonal planning time. You've scheduled it so that you know that you can look forward to that. Then when it comes up on your calendar, I want you to go away to a place where it's appealing to you. Maybe it's your favorite coffee shop. Maybe it's your office after hours where there's no one around. Maybe it is, in your basement. I don't know. Find a place that is the best for you to really get into this place of reflection and planning. Okay. And then you're just going to need some paper and a pen or your favorite journal or notebook or planner, whatever it is for you. You're going to need something to write with. And I highly encourage you to do this reflection and use your own handwriting versus maybe putting it in an app or something, because what we know about handwriting things is that it really truly takes the information from our head and transforms that into something actionable that we can do. It really extracts it out of our brain where we worry about it and stress about it and puts it out physically on a piece of paper where you can sort through it and take action and do something about it. It's different than dictating it into a phone or maybe even typing it out. Actually handwriting it and seeing those words that you have thought about and written is far more effective than any other means. So I would just get some paper and a pen. Here's what you're going to do. First, you're going to spend some time just brain dumping. Step one is a big brain dump. You're going to think about summer. Okay. Think back on summers you've had in the past and go, what do we typically need to make summer successful? What are some of the supplies that we need? What are some of the plans that we need to make? And what are some of the things that we just really want to make sure are part of our weekly routine or daily routine in the summertime? And just dump all of that onto paper. The way I like to think about it is kind of in three chunks. One are just supplies. I think about meals, right? What type of meals do we like to have in the summer? What type of snacks do we like to have on hand? So make a little portion of your paper about meals because everyone has to eat, right? You don't want to be going on the run and driving through drive-through all the time, or people are hangry at night because you haven't made a plan for meals. Just write down and think about the types of snacks you like to have on hand and what types of meals your family enjoys in the summertime. Then I want you to think about supplies. It's summer. Think swimsuits, swim diapers, goggles, hats, sunscreen, towels, umbrellas, pool toys, anything that relates to summertime activities that are supplies that you may have to go out and get. I want you to just dump all of that on paper. You're thinking flip-flops. Do my kids have flip-flops that fit them? What about shorts, tank tops, right? What about appropriate beach attire if you're going on a vacation or a cruise? Think about all of the supplies that you would need in order to make it a smooth summer, right? You have all the things that you need for the plans that you have coming up. Okay. And then kind of the third section of those supplies is thinking about things like babysitters. What about camps that you want them to go to? Do you need waivers signed? Do you need to sign up and register them for a camp? Right? So dump that all onto this paper. Just categorize it however it makes sense to you, but be thinking about supplies, activities, and things that you're going to need to do. Okay. And then you're going to break those up. You're going to break those up into two groups. You're going to break them up into things that you need to buy and then things that you need to do. Okay. So one of the things I think about when it comes to summer is setting up a little organizational system in my home where all the summer supplies land. Why? Because I don't like when we're going to the swimming pool and no one can find their goggles, or no one knows where their flip flops are, or we can't find the life jacket and therefore we're out of luck that day until we go searching for it. If you put in your home just a simple area of summertime supplies, that makes life so much better. Second thing, I want you to do a reflection about, and sounds silly, but you're going to reflect on some of the annoyances of summer. Okay. So first step is brain dumping all the things that you might need, all the camps, all the, sitters, all of that. And the second step is to really just kind of reflect on the annoyances of summer. The reason for this is because you don't want to be annoyed another summer. What are the things that drive you most nuts about the upcoming season, right? For me, it's wet swimsuits all over the floor. You come in from the swimming pool and people change their clothes and they drop their wet swimming suits and towels. What are we going to do about that, right? What are some other things that are annoying? Having birthday parties and not having a birthday gift to give to their friends because you maybe haven't thought about their birthdays and then it's the day of and you're rushing around and you're having to rearrange your schedule for that. What about things like balloons in the yard when you go to mow the lawn? I know it sounds crazy, but it's an annoyance, right? If you have water balloons and you're doing water balloons every day and there's balloons all over your yard and all of this, that can be a source of frustration. So the point of writing down these frustrations is so that you could come up with a basic solution and you can go, you know what? I never do like water balloons. We're not going to do water balloons. We're going to do water guns. There's no mess. This is equally as fun for the kids, and it doesn't make me irritable or get the kids over the top when they're having to pick out the balloons from every crevice in the grass. So again, the point of this activity is just to kind of identify, not judge it, but just kind of identify what are the things that tend to bother us in the summertime that take away from the joy of our family. Another thing that I would urge you to consider in this category is bedtime. Think about summer and how much you want to be up and outside because it's light longer. Well, so many times staying up later and later just causes this rebound effect the next morning where kids are so irritable and they don't want to get out of bed and maybe they have to go to camp and now they're upset and they're not cooperating and they can't kind of get it together to get their supplies together and to get out the door on time and everybody's distressed. So I want you to think about that. Is it worth it for us to stay up until 9 or 10 or 11 o'clock at night just because we're having fun, we're enjoying the sun, but then to be agitated with each other and maybe even, fracturing our relationships with each other the next day because we haven't had enough sleep or eaten proper nutrition or we're just, running on fumes. See why it's important to kind of have uninterrupted time for this activity? You want to cover all your bases and think about these things like the nighttime routine. So once you've thought about the supplies that you need for summer, the camps, the activities you want to do, you've thought about the general annoyances of the summer and how to combat those and to solve those problems. Then the next step is to schedule time on your calendar in the next week or two and actually block out time in the evening, whatever works for you on a weekend, where you again are going to ask for some uninterrupted time so that you can go out and buy the things on your list, so that you can set up that station in your home near the door that has all of the goggles and the swim towels and the sunscreen and the bug spray, right? So that you can get that system in that place set up to be able to use it when it comes around. Guys, this isn't like something for a special type of parent or a special type of family. This can work for every single family. And this same approach to reflecting on past summers and projecting the needs of your family for the next season of family life, and then putting into action, shopping for, collecting the things that you need to make it a success, and then, you know, actually setting up systems in your home to make you all be able to function easier. This is something everyone can do, but very few people will do this. And so that's why I wanted to bring it on the show today, is because I want to encourage you to do something different. I want to encourage you to plan for the next season and to do this on a regular basis. Again, we go back to the idea of business and planning and strategizing for a business. And you'd never let 6 months or a year go by without looking ahead at what's coming and then creating some goals and then some action plans for how you're going to meet your goals and to have the most harmony and success in your organization. So we've got to do this for our families too. And I can tell you from experience that the mental load and that weight of the family calendar that you're carrying around, that dissipates when you do this seasonal planning and you get other people involved. My husband has come up with great ideas that I would have never thought of when it comes to the next season of family life. When I include him on this seasonal review and planning, man, I am astounded at how quickly solutions come to him and I could implement them just, quicker than I would have been able to do on my own. This is really cool too. Rope your kids in if you'd like to. After you've had that uninterrupted time to think and brain dump and strategize and make your list, if you'd like, ask your kids, what do you love most about summer? What do you think makes us function best in the summer to get to our activities, to get to the pool as many times as we want to? How is it that you guys could help out in these ways to help us have the best summer ever? They come up with the most unique ideas. And if you implement those, that creates a sense of unity and belonging. Like, hey, they took my idea and implemented that, right? And so if you can include your spouse, your kids in on this and prepare for what's coming up, just take a short period of time to put some preparation and planning into your summer, you are going to have a wonderful season of family life. I can guarantee it. Guys, we have all kinds of resources to help you out in our shop as well. One of the things that parents worry about in summertime is their kids having a lot of unstructured time and unsupervised screen time. So one of the things that we have in our shop is called Tame the Tech. It's a product that we sell in our shop where you can get a screen time checklist. You can get an activities list that are non-screen based so that you can have a running list of ideas of what they can do that has nothing to do with the screen. There's videos that teach about regulating screen time. It's a whole package that helps you navigate summer and tame the tech around your house. We also have these great kids journals. And these journals, if they do 2 or 3 pages every other day, help them grow in this mindset where they want to give to others and pitch in around the house and help out in their community because they understand that focusing just on themselves isn't what creates true joy. So check out the Best Me I Can Be journal in our shop and grab a few copies of that for your kiddos to work through this summer. The other thing is, if you grab a few extra copies, you'll have birthday parties taken care of. You know how it is when a birthday comes upon you and you have nothing. Well, grab a couple extra kids' journals. Your kids' friends' parents will really thank you, that it's not another, gift card for a video game or another kitschy toy that they have to keep track of around the house. So our kids journal is a great option as well. We have tons of resources, free and low cost resources on our website. So be sure to check it out when you're planning for the next season of your family life. Just go to familiesofcharacter.com and hit the shop button. Also, if you find these podcast episodes helpful, please forward them on to your friends. Just hit that little square with the arrow up button on your phone if you're listening on your phone, or share our episode from YouTube so that other parents can get the benefit of these episodes that are giving them kind of some guidance on how to solve certain problems in their families. I want you to have just an exceptional family life. And I want to come on the mic as often as I can to share with you things that we have actually implemented over here at the Langdon household and have found great fruit in. So, I'm always happy to jump on here and give you solutions to family problems and help you and your family to truly thrive and have an exceptional family life. So thanks for joining us for today's episode. And I encourage you, don't wait another day. Don't delay. Do your seasonal review today.